Okay, so we're now live on YouTube as well. Good night, everyone. And welcome to our conversations. I know we have, I see we have Franz in here. We have 9Y4 Delta Alpha Dave in here. Okay, so oops. We're now live on YouTube as well. Good night, everyone. All right, let me just turn this down a bit. Welcome to our conversations. I know we have Franz in here. We have 9Y4 Delta Alpha Dave in here. So, oops, we're now live on YouTube as well. Let me just right. Just admitting some people there. And let's see how this goes now. Oh, I see what is happening here. Okay. Right, there we go. All right, so I just sorted that little issue out of the feedback and so on there. We had the YouTube stream on, and we have also Roger. I see you in your back. You get your, I see your video is up and running.
I turn it off and on again.
Okay. All right, so what I'll do, okay. All right, so in the order of appearance, so I think Franz probably seems to he stepped away from his computer. So we will go in the order of appearance. Good night, Dave, and welcome to the conversations this evening. Don't forget, you probably need to unmute. Just want to get a little opening comment, and then we'll move on to what we're discussing. So go ahead, Dave.
Okay, good evening to you, 9Y4 Delta Golf and the group. This is 9Y4 Delta Alpha, Dave up in Arima. Well, at this time I remembered, and I remember seeing all the ads, so I came fully prepared to participate in tonight's activities. So, back to you.
All right, I hope you remember the feedy dog. I hate making noise outside there, so. All right, good night there, Roger. Nice to have you on board again. Mike is yours. Go right ahead there, Roger. Unmute.
Good night, Dev and the group. Glad to be in. I'm not staying though. I have a couple of things that I need to attend to. So probably if you guys are still here when I'm done, I'll get back in with you guys. That's about it for me.
All right. Well, you can take us with you on YouTube, you know, so you can hear what's going on.
All right, no problem.
Yeah, and just the next little thing too. I mean, we may not have a next conversation before next week Friday, but next week Friday should be in your neck of the woods. Hopefully, there for just a little under 2 weeks. So hope that will link up.
No problem.
All right, buddy. So take us with you wherever you go. I'll just step away from the computer and whatnot. You can just connect to us on YouTube as well there.
No problem.
Nice. You wouldn't miss out. All right. Irvin, what's up?
Yeah, evening all. So yeah, Irvin Butchon, 904 Uniform Bravo. And thanks, Dev. Good evening. Again. So nothing really to report. I just here out of San Fernando now beginning to feel a slight effects of my second dose of the vaccine today. So I'm hoping it's not going to be as bad as the first, which I guess I'm thunder, but you know what they say, the more trouble you give, the more side effects you get. So that's about it for me. Over.
All right. When did you get your second dose? At Sapa?
No, I went, we got it done through work, so it was up at the Racket Center in Tacarigua.
Okay.
So I got the AstraZeneca, yeah.
All right, excellent. Yeah, I had 0 effects zero side effects with that. But I got the vaccine, the A to Z vaccine. And both the first shot and the second shot, absolutely no side effects whatsoever. None. The only way I remember it is if, for example, I stepped on my left side, I might have felt a little pain if the pillow go under the arm kind of thing. But other than that, nothing whatsoever. Good evening, friends. And I see you were there early this evening. Oh, I should hear early this evening.
Yeah, good evening, Dev. Good evening to everybody else in the group here. Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember to set it up early for a change. So yeah, so for the time you launch it, boy, that was it. I was there.
I see that.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
It's a
man.
launch. You like to start up, a little bit before time. So don't forget that, guys. Our friends, by the way, media co-hosts, so they could admit people and whatnot there as well. Both you and Irvin co-hosts there to the meeting.
Okay, no problem.
All right, and see, Charlie Golf is here as well. Good evening there, Jeff, and welcome to the conversations this evening. By the way, let me introduce myself. I'm Dev Gosai, 9x4 Delta Golf.
Never heard of you before.
Lucky you. Yeah, good evening there, Jeff. Oh, I see Jeff is still connected his audio. So while he is doing that, I will go on to, if Jeff is having some issues, boy, because that connection, that audio there seems to be taking rather long. So let me go on to Marilyn. Good evening and welcome to the conversations this evening. Marilyn? Oh, yeah, go ahead. You pick it up, Marilyn.
Good evening. Good evening to each and everyone. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. I'm so glad that you could join us this evening, Marilyn. Nice to have you in here. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here. Not accustomed, not knowing what's going on, so I think I'll be more listening to know what it's all about.
You never could tell you. I'd have a wealth of experience in some area there. So glad to have you on board, Marilyn. All right, let me see if Jeff has his audio connected. Good evening there, Jeff, and welcome to the conversations.
Good afternoon, Dev. How things with you?
I can't complain. Glad you could join us this evening, there, Jeff. Very glad to have you on board, man. Back to you.
Yeah, looking to see how to change my name here, boy. But I just ain't get around to that as yet.
Yeah, it's very easy. If you look at your name, if you point here, you'll see 3 dots to the top right. 3 dots to the top right. If you click on that, one of them is to rename. One of the options there is to rename. So you could rename yourself there, Jeff. On your little screenshot, the screenshot of yourself or your little photo, top right, you'll see 3 dots. That is your option. They'll give you an option to rename yourself and so on there. All right. Let's see. Anybody have anything that they want to specifically discuss? So any news on Ham Reader that they want to share before we actually go into the topics? Anything you picked up within the last couple of weeks? Anybody?
Hey, just let everybody know. We have now a 6-meter all-star node running here, man, which is obviously hooked up with the other VHF node. Well, it's always connected with CDARIN, 9 Zulu 4 Romeo Golf repeater and Echolink. So I'm just, I'll need to build a vertical antenna, obviously. I mean, it's sitting on the Yagi, which is not the ideal, but it works well, actually. What I found interesting, really and truly, with it is the fact that both the 2-meter VHF and the 6-meter VHF node sit in the same location at my home. But where I would lose 2 meters, I can still hear my 6-meter node very well. And where I would lose the 6 meters, quite often I will still hear the 2 meter one. So it is filling gaps locally for sure, you know. So that is the big excitement since last week. It's up and running, so playing around with that.
Excellent. So they really complement each other there, France. What about the the DV-Switch stuff I sent you? Were you able to?
Oh, I started looking at that, you know, and then I got into the to completing this board here, and yeah, as usual, you get pulled left, right, and center, you know already. But definitely working on that too, because we want to definitely link all these things together. You know, make it more interesting. It's all fun to build. It's really what it is, as far as I'm concerned. You know how I think about it. Once it's built, have fun, work with it. You know, but I want to build it. That's what I want. That's where the fun is to me.
Yeah. Well, actually, the image I sent you, to me, the image that is linked to that, all you have to do is put on a flash drive. I mean, sorry, on your micro SD card, boot up the Pi, and go through the configuration. It's already, you know, set up there for pretty very, very easy. Within 15 minutes, you should have all the digital voice modes available.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I just haven't really delved into it. I downloaded, I have it sitting there waiting for me to tackle it. I also actually have, for those that are interested into weather satellites, image reception, you know, sat images, VE3 ELB, I have it right? J69 Echo Lima. Yeah, I think so. I think I have the call site right. He has created a Raspberry Pi image with instructions how to, you know, once you put it on the SD card, boot it up, make the adjustments to suit your call, etc., etc. Using an RTL SDR, of course, you know, on the cheap. All you need is put a somewhat decent antenna, and you can be receiving sat images. I have it on my computer. I'll share it. He has it saved online, so it's accessible for those that are interested in that. That's also another one I want to have running here. Soon I'll have to head to the store again and get some more Raspberry Pis, you know.
Right. Well, that's interesting. I see there's a Facebook group with weather images and whatnot, and that particular group, I know they look at more the meteosats, the geostationary satellites.
Correct.
Right. But this one that ELB did, I think it's for the meteosats, which is the polar orbiting satellites. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes. You have it right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I got to play with that because I mean it is something that you can have running actually on your Raspberry Pi, and it can be uploaded because he has it set to where you upload it to what's it called again? Discord server. Just create an account there and you upload it there basically. So you really and truly, you don't even, once you have it set up, you don't really have to do anything. It will get the info, it will know when the passes are there, and being SDR, it can change the frequency, go to where it needs to go. So you basically, once you have it fully configured, it will run in principle for, you know, forever and a day.
Right.
You're solid. So yeah, it's kind of neat, you know, to have that on. And
okay.
I mean, it will give you the weather images, you know, in real time, as opposed to waiting for NOAA to show it on their site or something like that.
Right. Okay, send me the link for that Raspberry Pi image.
Sure.
I'll really take a look at it. You know, something you could do too on some of the things that we discuss here. We could probably post it on the DV Caribbean Facebook page in the file section. You know, just post it there. So it stays a little bit longer. You know, stuff like that we could upload and, you know, share stuff. So guys who want to experiment, literally, you know, look at that as a repository for some of the stuff we do.
Right.
So I'll add that DV-Switch link there to it as well. And, you know, whatever. And then there's a file section if you want to upload any instructions for anything, at least, you know, newcomers could look at that and see some of the things that we are doing, you know.
All right. and then it's there for posterity, which is
Exactly. Yes, yes, yes. Great. All right. Welcome, Steve. We have two newcomers that I didn't call on yet, but I'll take them in the order. I think Ronald came in before. Good evening there, Ronald. Nice to have you on board again, Ron.
Yeah, good evening, Dev, and all other who's on this forum tonight. Yeah, just got in here, finishing another Zoom meeting, so now get the opportunity to check into this one. Looking forward to hear what is being discussed tonight. Hopefully, I'll be up a good bit exhausted. Finally got my second dose of AstraZeneca this morning, so took some medication. A little drowsy at the moment, but a little still trying to finish up some work. So looking forward to tonight's session and hope others join in and also participate and we'll learn something. So carry on smartly.
Okay, there, Ron. Thank you very much for coming up there, man. And yeah, I think you have a batch. And another member of the group is your batch who got the second shot this morning as well. That's Irvin. So you have a partner in crime there. Welcome. Take care of yourself, but at least you're moving in the right direction. According to what is said there, people who are vaccinated are not the ones to feel the brunt of the COVID-19 by reaching some of those disastrous stages, which could be fatal in the long run there. So well done there, both you and Irv there. All right. Good evening there, Steve. Welcome. Unmute. The mic working?
he is not muted, but we're not hearing you.
Yeah, I see you're on mute, but and it said you didn't do an audio test before you joined the meeting. If I have 4 meetings a day, I do 4 audio tests.
With the verdicts, will not be easy to read.
Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2. Are you hearing me now?
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so just looking on and trying to pick up from what you all were talking about there. So I'll be on the side listening there,
Yeah, okay there, Steve. Great. Thanks very much for coming up and joining us here this evening. We should check us there to Mark now. Good evening there, Mark. And welcome to the conversations this evening. Over to you there, Mark.
Thank you so much, Dev. Just for the message here by Irv in the chat there. Thanks for having me. Hope all is well with everyone. Had a nice weekend for those that you were affected in yesterday's flooding. I hope that you're able to get back to a sense of normalcy. And this is one of the things that I hope that we will be discussing this evening there. Natural disasters. Over back to you.
You okay there, Mark? Fine. All right. So we have one suggestion for some conversation this in our session today, which is natural disasters. Anybody have any other topics that would like to discuss or information to share? Anyone? All right. So we'll start off first with natural disasters, and I'll ask what aspect of natural disasters you'd like to look at, you'd like to discuss there, Mark. Over to you.
Yeah, well, we are in the hurricane season, and preparedness, preparation, and what we will do as radio communicators, and what we should be doing, what we need to be doing, and what we should have at our disposal in terms of battery backup systems and go kits and this whole thing. And the whole aspect of emergency preparedness is something that's important. Maybe it has been slightly overlooked through the years, and maybe we need to focus and try to generate some awareness with emergency communications and preparedness, but especially this time of year, the death.
Okay, all right. What I'll do, just to, I like to make it participatory. We would say we'd ask each member to probably indicate on the chat. Let's use the chat as a means. Let's use some of the facilities we have there. Oh, okay. I see Franz has sent the link. Let me just copy this and yeah. So what I will do is on the chat on a scale from 1 to 10. Okay. If 1 is the worst, or maybe 0 to 10, that might be easier. 0 to 10, indicate your level of preparedness for, let's say first with your respect to your amateur radio station. Okay. We'll do a little survey. I mean, if you don't know that, I'll set up a proper survey and then share the results and whatnot. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how is your amateur radio station geared up for disaster, for any disaster for that matter? And I'll leave it up to you to decide, what is required and so on. It's important to get your gut feeling. How are you as a ham operator? How are you prepared for disaster communication and so on? So over to you guys now. Just type up on a scale from 1 to 10 on the chat. Go to the chat. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 persons. So come on. Yes, Marlon, you have a question?
No, I don't have a question. I just want to make a comment or maybe a statement. I won't
sure.
be doing I won't be doing anything. I won't be like making any comments or anything because I'll be just listening and learning. So you wouldn't get a chat from me. And so is that okay? Can I still stay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I would just be on the quiet side.
All right, no problem there at all.
Okay.
All right, so we have the chats coming in here now. All right, so far we have 4 respondents. Let me just look at it there. 1, 2, 3, yes, 4 respondents. Would be nice to get from everyone. All right, see some people like they're a little shy. So I guess those that did not respond, okay, all right, they're coming in still. All right. Okay. I wonder if you have any any is someone checking the chat on YouTube? Everybody can check the chat on YouTube and see what's happening there.
Yeah, I'm not. I think I'll let go. Yeah, actually, no activity on the chats. Just one person saying good evening already.
All right. Who is the person that says good evening? Maybe I should pick up
Yeah,
that.
that was Nadim. Nadim
Oh.
saying Jerry join. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yes.
I just posted an amateur radio disaster plan, which was prepared. Quite a comprehensive document. J73 Whiskey Alpha was the one who really put this together. I also put in the Saffir-Simpson scale, which he also prepared. It's a good description. I like the amateur radio disaster plan because it's really aimed at
These are two good documents to post up on the in the file section of the Facebook thing there, Franz.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm glad we link in the two of them. It forms a repository for stuff that guys could be able to access.
Let me see, actually. Right, it actually says that it's the amateur radio operators emergency prepared by J73 Whiskey Alpha. He put a lot of time and effort into that document.
That's Wayne.
Yeah, that's Wayne, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very well put together document. He took a lot of time and it took a lot of questioning, as to what's, what we see that is missing or what should be added. There was a whole group of us, feeding back info, and he prepared it and put it all together very nicely.
Right. Yeah, there's a pretty good assessment.
Right. I think it's worthwhile, actually, if you're honest. If you go through it honestly, it will really, highlight what you need to do or what you need to improve on and that kind of thing.
Right.
Because we like to think, when it comes, I know I need to do this, I need to do that, and you might think of like 10 things, and when time comes, you remember 2. So but that's how it goes, because you don't actually have it written down.
That's
anywhere,
right. That's right. It's not,
and in the heat of the moment, you'll forget stuff.
Yeah, it's not as it's practiced all the time. That's very good, Franz. I think that is what we need to go through. So what I will do is, maybe discuss some stuff here, but I think this would be better done if after we looked at this document and then see how many things from this document we can now do to improve our, our own level of preparedness, our individual level of preparedness. I would want to go through the document here. I'd like to go through something that, especially if it's brand new.
Yeah. Oh, no, now is not the time for you to go through it because
exactly. Yeah.
Wait, you have to sit back and at your leisure read it, go through it, see what's going on.
Right. And for me,
if I share there, fellas can go through it.
That's great. It's really some tremendous work he did there to get that going.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I would certainly share in my own come on what that as well. All right. Okay.
Who's on FP4 there? I hear some FP4 in by there.
You're hearing my radio. I just realized my mic is on. Yeah, the radio is on and the volume is low, but you're hearing that, eh? Wow. All right, let me turn it down.
All right, which body on with FT4, their fans?
I'm up on 30 right now.
Yeah, and 32.
Yeah, I saw it. Where was earlier that I saw you there too?
Oh,
18,
I was on 20 meters or 54.
right, on 20. That's why I saw you. Yes, yes. I saw
Right,
you.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I doing what I think we're 38 now though.
All right. So we have some measure of preparedness. I mean, based on the little survey, some measures of preparedness. And what would be nice is for us to look at what we said we were at. And after looking at that document, we may wish to revise it up or down. At least we'll be better prepared, as we get into the season or further into the hurricane season. All right. Any other topics? Mark, would you want to discuss anything else about disaster communication before we look for other topics?
No, I would like to review that document myself, and we could always make a general discussion on this later down.
Yeah. Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I think the document will form a very good starting point, for meaningful discussions and whatnot. So I have to thank Wayne for that tremendous amount of work he did there. And then we could look at it and see how we could, have things in place and whatever else. All right. Any other topics? I know I read something about solar cycle 25. I think they expected it to reach some peak sunspots, some solar sunspot numbers of about 190. Maybe in the next 5 or 6 years. That's what has been predicted. I read an article this morning on that. Just sharing some information. Anybody has any information that they would like to share with us on ham radio?
Boy, that 5 years is still plenty far away though. I'm just here looking at it actually. I see what sunspot is at 14. SFI is at 71. Both are downward trending right now. And the K index is at 0, which is not very good for the low bands. The higher K is much better. You get good results on the lower band, which is true. If you look at it, when the K is high, you'll go on 60, 40, 30, 80, 160 even, depending on time of year, and get some nice conditions. But when that K is 0, nothing happening down below.
Yeah, definitely. I just went to...
Who started presenting there?
Wrong.
Wrong button.
Stuff. Choose your own screen. Where did I go there? Okay, right.
Well, that makes it interesting if you do it that way, because we can see ourselves twice.
All right, so
we still have your screen shared, eh?
Yeah, no, actually, let me just stop. Let me just do the correct screen. And I have, okay, right here, screen 2 is what I want to share. Right, there we go. There we have it.
Ta-da!
And you see, the peak here is supposed to be 2024.
There was 25, yeah?
Yeah, around there.
Yeah, basically anywhere from 24 really up to, somewhere probably close to 20.
This is where we are now.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is what it's supposed to be doing in the next couple of years.
Yeah, it will slowly but surely get up there.
It's
and improve HF conditions, that's for sure. Oh, as I see QRZ, you saw the article about Raspberry Pi. It should still be on that screen, you know, on that page you're looking at right now. If you scroll down, it should be there. Raspberry Pi with there it is, with a Pi hat. There it is. Radio Berry. It's right at the bottom of your screen. Let's scroll there. You passed. Right, there you go. That is very interesting. It's worth the time to watch, actually. It is very interesting. Basically, you end up with a full HF radio sitting on your Raspberry Pi, basically. And it runs milliwatts, I think, something like 100 milliwatts. I mean, but it's just really interesting. It just goes to show, man, the sky is the limit with, you know, a Raspberry, really and truly. I mean,
Oh yeah, the amazing device. I always make sure I have 2 or 3 spare ones around.
yeah, that's what I tell you. I'm running out just now. I need to go and order more.
If I show you on my desk here, I'm counting. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Raspberry Pis.
I run in behind you, man. I run in behind, and I'm at 5. Running 5, and I played with 1 right now. So yeah.
And I'm counting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them has Northwest Digital thumb drives in them.
Okay.
So they're all running as servers.
Interesting. What's this guy? ACK. Is it KM4 ACK?
Yeah, for ACK, yeah.
Yeah. He has a nice article also about the Argonne case, where you can have an M2 SSD drive basically on your Raspberry Pi 4, for example. It makes it an extremely capable desktop. Especially for ham use, it will. And even for somebody that doesn't do anything extraordinary, like, you know, you're just doing your email, reading this, you know, maybe typing a letter or two, Raspberry Pi with an SSD drive, yeah, man, that will work wonders.
As a matter of fact, you ever saw the Raspberry Pi 400?
Yes, I saw that. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because I have my keyboard and I have the computer. I still need to get to the monitor.
Well, you see, the thing is, all my Raspberry Pis, I have VNC running on them. All my Raspberry Pis are headless.
Correct, yeah. You run and you remote into it. I mean,
that's right. So all I simply
90% of what we do, you SSH and you're good to go, you know, because you don't see anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no need for a keyboard and a monitor and all this kind of thing.
None.
Yeah, all I have is
the only one I have a monitor on and actually has a keyboard and mouse, but it's hardly ever on, is the APRS iGate. When I'm in the mood, I turn on the monitor and I run ham clock. So I have a 19-inch monitor showing me the time and where, you know, where the gray line is, basically. It's kind of cool. It's just a nice gadget to have. But that's the only one that has it, and it doesn't even need that. You can remote into it.
As I saw this article here.
That one I've not watched it, actually. I saw it and I've not sat back and watched it.
I think is it from the 6th? They're supposed to be the ISS.
7th or the 7th and 8th.
Something like that. 2 days.
2 days, correct.
Basically, it's from 6 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, roughly 2 consecutive days.
All right.
I think the Russian hams will be sending ISS down on 145.8. SSTV.
Correct.
Yeah. I think from 10:30 until about 19:30 UTC, which is 6 p.m. to about 3 p.m. local time. So you can receive some SSTV.
6 and 7.
6 and 7, right. That is Friday. No, Friday and Saturday.
Friday, Saturday.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of my keyboards are those little keyboards. I think I have one right here.
All those little Wi-Fi keyboards.
Yeah, these are what I use for the Pis. So they have a little dongle. Each one has a little dongle.
Yeah, those work well, yeah. There's a number of them. That works
Right.
very
I
well.
have about 4 or 5 of these. I just simply plug in the dongle in the Raspberry Pi, and
I have a ridiculously expensive one. That's the Samsung keyboard. It's Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Real neat. But it's about the size of an average laptop keyboard, which is nice if you really want to do a lot of typing. But you see what you show there? For most times for a headless device,
Yeah, that's all.
you only need it for a little while and then it's sitting there.
That's right. That's right. About 4 or 5 of these. I've used it for everything, including the Fire TV, Fire Stick, and all this kind of thing too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will work for a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're handy little tools.
Very handy. Okay. All right. Good evening there, Garth. Sorry I didn't pick you up before. Welcome to the conversations, Garth. Garth, you there with us? Garth probably stepped away.
No, evening.
there it is.
I remote right now. The phone needs charging, so I have it plugged in and I using the headset to listen in.
Oh, all right. Okay. So you're on YouTube as well, or you're,
Yeah, I signed into the YouTube first, but I said let me just join in, so I just have to speak. I can speak here on the Zoom.
All right. Okay, cool.
Evening
All
to
right.
everybody else as well.
Well, glad to have you on board. We had a couple, well, bits of information shared by friends. I would want to give a synopsis. You could probably look at it on YouTube. We had a little discussion also on disaster communication or disaster preparedness, I should say. And then we got a lovely document that was prepared by J73 Whiskey Alpha Wayne, and it's posted up on the chat. We will use the Digital Voice Caribbean Facebook page as a repository for all this stuff. So we'll be uploading it there as well. So you can check it out. A very, very nice document, I must add, on disaster preparedness. It's a good checklist to make yourself, to ensure that you are really prepared for it, for disasters and so on. All right. Anybody else with any questions, comments? Shoot. What I'll do is go around the the group here. Let me just get some feedback from you all. Let me know which is one of your favorite modes in ham radio. Okay. And I'll start with you, Irvin. And I'll just tell me what is your favorite mode in ham radio.
Well, see, that's mostly on digital. I would say the DMR is one that I play a lot on these days. The most.
All right. So which is your favorite talk group? Which group which channel talk group you normally listen to?
Well, I normally be on the 91 just because plenty activity. The local ones are nice as well too. But it's the same guys you're talking to all the time. But yeah, mostly the 91.
Okay, 91.
Yeah, it's 1972 sometimes, 969.
Right. Okay. Franz, but you could only choose one, eh?
My all-time favorite is and will always be RTTY, Don't mind that we do a lot of the other modes, but yeah, RTTY is just, I don't know, I always liked it. It's nice as a mode and you can still have a conversation. I mean,
right.
Actually, with the FT8 story, everybody is doing it, but Like the other day, I was watching 10 meters wide open, you know, and you can work all the way to the other side of Europe and then later in the day all the way to the other side of the States. And then you just scan across sidebar and it's like, okay, where is everybody? But everybody's sitting right there in that little, you know, space of FT8, but it's amazing.
On that single one channel, that single frequency on the dial.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
28074.
Yep, 3K wide, and that's it. The whole world sitting right there.
Right. Before I go to Steve, let me welcome Denise, J72 Delta Micro Radio. Good evening, Denise, and welcome to the conversations.
Good evening. I told Franz that I am social distancing. He told me, do not be antisocial. So here am I. The last time I had fun listening. My camera not off, but I'll show my face now and then.
All right. Nice to have you in here, Denise. Okay, and welcome. Oh, you turn on the cameras now. Okay, great. Nice seeing you. You look better with the camera on, eh? I must say.
No, but if I show the camera, you have to see me eating corn. You have to see me doing this and that. So for the most part, I put it on to say hi. I might put it on now and then, but I'll be off for the most part.
Okay, no problem at all.
Okay, until Frank show me how to put background whilst on my phone. When I'm on the PC, I can put background, but on the phone I have difficulty.
No, I don't know sure if it's available on the phone. I don't think so.
I suspect not, because I can do it on the PC, but not on the phone.
Yeah. I don't think it's available on the phone. At least my understanding of it, you know. All right, Steve. Yeah, Steve, what's your favorite?
Yeah, I would have to say DMR. Still trying to do some configuring on the HT, especially with the TGIF and stuff. So finally found how to do that. So hopefully I'll be able to add some other things. But right now I'm more or less monitor 91.
Right. Okay. Dave, what's your favorite ham radio mode?
Well, I wouldn't say I have a favorite. I haven't been on much, but there was a brief period. I mean, everything was FT8. When it started, I had a little run with FT4. I must say the speed just amazes me and the contacts you can make. And it's the first time, you know, you purposely turn down the power on the radio. Most of the times, well, I run lowish power, even on FM, but on HF, I tend to crank it up to 100, but to back it off to like 20 and 15, that's really amazing. I got smitten by the DMR bug. Well, I had a D-Star, but there's not too much there. And lately, my radios are in the OFF mode. I come up now and then, but it's a little miserable to get up in the air. So that's as far as I got. But FT8, I like it. And I come up once in a while on 91 or 1972. But that's it.
Okay. All right. Let me ask Denise. I just take it in the order of my screen. And I don't want to jump because next I might skip out someone. Denise, what's your favorite mode in ham radio? Unmute.
I'm a novice. So that's still above my level.
Right. So for you,
yes.
Right, you go ahead.
Excuse me? No, I'm saying getting my feet wet, listening to the experts. One day I'll have enough time to explore it further, but I just having fun listening. I use my little handy, my phone to communicate, you know?
So therefore you would say it's a close toss-up between your VHF or UHF on your Baofeng and the conversations.
Yeah, I guess. I own a DMR, you know, and any tone, but...
Oh, yeah, okay.
But that's about it. I own it.
You own it. Okay. All right. So I have to talk to the guys that have you set up, because if you're on DMR, what you guys are talking about is already DMR talk group, which is talk group 91. You know.
Yes. Yes, sir.
And it's once you have it set up there, you'll have a ball if you go on that talk group. And I'll give my own take on that in a little bit, you know.
Okay.
All
I'll
right.
keep on listening.
Yes, do. Please do. Marilyn, what is your favorite mood in ham radio?
To be honest, all I have right now is a 2-meter. So we just actually monitor the repeater, the Grenada repeater, and St. Vincent repeater, because just as I get my ham license, my radio went bad and I never got it back. It went to fix and it's not back yet. So I haven't really been on the higher bands for a long while, a very long while. So that's why I'm actually quiet tonight, because I don't have much to say. But before I used to be there, before I had my ham license, I used to monitor a lot, and but since I got my license, I'm out of a real radio. I don't have a real radio, just the 2-meter.
I understand, Marilyn.
Yeah.
Okay. You know,
yeah, go
ahead. Right. Okay. So, this just gave me an idea of some things that we can discuss in tonight's meeting, because some people think that, you have to have equipment to operate. But I think what we'll probably do is to help out these 2 new hams with getting on the air without having to spend a single cent. So we'll get to that at the end of this little interview session here. So Roger, I know Roger is stepping away from the computer or the meeting, and I know he's probably listening to us on Zoom, but he'll take 13 seconds to hear us, because I see that's what the delay between Zoom and the YouTube stream is like right now. So Raj, the question is, when you're ready, come in. Let us know what is your favorite mode on ham radio. And while Roger is getting ready to answer that, I'll switch across to Charlie Golf. Jeff. There it is, Jeff. What is your favorite mode in ham radio? I like Jeff stepped away. Ron, what's your favorite mode in ham radio?
Good night again, Dev and other here. I wouldn't say that I have a favorite per se. I'm still more or less relatively green in terms of communication modes and ham radio itself. Outside of VHF and UHF and Echolink, haven't had much exposure in terms of other modes, especially digital modes. So try to get there as slowly as I can and quickly as I can there. But I've spoken to a lot of people via Echolink who have told me a lot about FT8 and DMR and so on. Definitely has piqued my interest. I've been doing some research on some of these other modes and so on, and would definitely like to get to that stage sometime soon and see what it's like as another means of augmenting the communications that I currently have there. That's all I have to say.
Okay, great. And right after Ron is Mark. Mark, what is your favorite mode in amateur radio? I think I know what you're going to tell me. Let me see if I'm correct. Take it on your Mark.
That's a good one there. I like, my favorite is have to be CW. Also everything CW is the thing that has captivated me the most. You could do a whole lot with CW with a modest station. Just like FT8, FT4, even with I have been really amazed by CW every single time. I hadn't done a lot of CW as of late. The last International Amateur Radio Union conference that came about to be operated as 9x4 Hotel Quebec for the first time in a couple of years. Did some CW with that, and I really, really enjoyed that. That was really, really nice event. Closely followed by FM, 10-meter FM has also been another favorite of mine. I think Franz and I have made a contact on Center already. I think that was sometime last year. So I'd like to encourage anybody to try your hand at getting into CW. You know, it's a nice note, easier than you think. Each of us already know a little bit of CW right now, but you don't even know it. And if we had more time, I would have been able to explain a lot more. So my favorite of all time there is CW. So she's might just think I might.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, you're back. All right. Yes. I see. Yes, that is exactly what I suspected that you would have said. You see, I know you. All right, Garth, what is your favorite mode of operation?
Well, I'll consider myself still green, and so I've only dabbled in the UHF, VHF, and ESN, and touched on the DMR. So can't really give a favorite as yet. I still have some more to try out and see the options to know. So that's the only ones I've dabbled in so far.
Okay, all right. And actually, my favorite mode, I think it has to be, I would say FT8. Simply because I like the science behind it. Number one, it's low power. Number two, you get to know a lot within 2 minutes or maybe not even 2 minutes, 30 seconds if you're on FT8 or 15 seconds if you're on FT4. You could have a very good snapshot of your propagation at that time of the day from your location, okay? And of course, the longer it takes, the better imagery that you will gather about what the propagation is like. And it actually tells you about the condition. And if you have a mental picture and you understand, how the various layers become ionized as a result of the ionosphere, you could actually get a good mental image of the ionosphere. And all that just from maybe a first minute of decode of FT8 packets, And I am intrigued about the science with it, just for that reason. And you look at the signal strength in from the various countries, and for example, from sometimes you can actually see how the propagation is changing and that sort of stuff, So, and of course, what I like it for is sometimes you could go full automatic. So while you're still participating in ham radio, maybe getting some other work done. Okay. The other modes tend to be a little more immersive and will not allow you the ability to multitask. So this is the reason why actually like the FT8. So what I'll do now is, as much as we hear, and I think I have going to help out now Denise and Marilyn. We tend to believe that we need to spend a lot of money to get equipment. Okay, so we're going to, after today's session, I've given you all some stuff to do. So take out some pen and paper, and I'm going into my teacher mode, and we're going to write some stuff. Okay, number one, what we're going to look at is the first thing I want you to do is to go to a site called radioid.net. Okay. And what you'll be doing there is basically you'll be applying for a DMR ID. Okay. You should have, it's a good idea to have an electronic copy of your license. Because one of the things that you will have to do is to upload this license to them. Okay. And run YouTube. I'm not too sure if you have a DMR ID as well. Anybody who do have a DMR ID? This is your first step. Very first thing to do. Okay. electronic copy of your license. Once you get this, okay, the second thing I want you to do is to go to either your App Store for the iPhone users or the Play Store for the Android users. When you go there, you're going to look for an app called Droid Star. Okay? And once you have your DMR ID, you could download Droid Star, plug your DMR ID into Droid Star, and you will now be able to access some of the digital modes. Okay? Now, this is the order in which you should do it. There are some more steps as well. I'll say step 3 is to try to register for D-Star. Okay? And to do that, I will just Google D-Star registration. That's how I okay? Just simply Google D-Star registration and follow the instructions there. You see, this app, Droid Star, gives you access to all the digital voice modes, whether it's DMR, whether it's YSF, whether it's FCS reflectors. Now, these are all Yaesu stuff. It will give you access to D-Star. It will give you access to NXDN, P25, and also a very new mode, M17. Okay, all these other modes are proprietary stuff, but M17 is the only mode that is actually designed. It was designed for hams by hams. It's still in its infancy stage, but there are a lot of activity on the M17 channels and so on. Okay.
Yeah, I seen Marilyn with her hand up. I don't know if she had a question or something.
Yes, Marilyn, go right ahead. Thanks for that. So focused on this screen here and already checking the chat. Okay, Marilyn, go right ahead with your question.
Yes, you went a little bit too fast for me because by the time I get my pen and paper because I didn't have it ready. So well, I personally would like you have to start after you say you get the radio ID net. Then
okay,
you
sure.
can continue.
Not a problem at all. What you could probably do, you could just take out your camera and take a photograph of your screen. Okay? Because that's why I actually wrote it down so that, so that you'll be able to think. So take your time. But let me just go it over for you, Marilyn. So you go to this website, radioid.net. Okay? And what you could do, actually, to apply for it, you know what? Let me do it and show you one time. I could actually do it here and show you what you need to do. So let's go here, and I'll actually go to radioid.net.
Dev, because I'm not using a computer, I'm using a smartphone, right?
Right.
Is it possible to like WhatsApp the information for me, or could you email the information for me?
Yes, I could screenshot this. If what I want you to do, all right, let me go back to this. While I'm in here now, I would like you to add my phone number to your contacts list. And my phone number is It's 1-868-360-9009. And what you could do, add me to your contacts now, Marilyn. Send me a
Yes, I'll
message,
do.
and I will take a
Yeah.
screenshot of this and send it for you.
Okay, thank you so very much. Will
No
do.
problem at all. And without spending a single cent, you will have access to all these modes that people talking about here now. Okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just do a little simulation of how we actually go to radioid.net. This is accounts by month. Things will slow down. Okay. All right. Login, sign up. I wonder if it's here. Oh, they changed up the website, boy. Okay. All right. Let's see. Login, sign up. Let's see if it's here.
I believe you sign up for the site and then apply for your ID.
It was never so in the past. I think you should just scroll to the bottom.
Yes, it
And
was different before. Yes.
Yeah,
I think right now you sign in on the site and then you
All
apply
right.
for
We
it.
sign in with Google.
Or they actually verify it now. It's a bit neater actually with the site.
All right. Yes. All right. So once you sign in with your Google account, it says register for a new account. All right. Marlon, are you looking at this screen? Marilyn?
Yes, please.
Right. Okay. So what I did, I just simply sign in with Google. I choose that option. Select your email account that you want to use. Now you come here, register for a new account. So you click on that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Let me try that again. All right, they go back to here, sign up. Unless it probably realized that I can't sign up for any more accounts.
Okay.
You used your Gmail account to sign up for all your accounts?
Yeah, that particular one.
Right. So then, yeah, it probably is.
Yeah. That's probably what
it's probably getting bounced back because you already have it's already assigned to an
Yeah,
account
yeah.
that you use. So yeah.
All right. So Marlon, that's why you just log in and you'll be able to enter your stuff. Now,
Okay.
all right, you'll be able to enter that there. All right, let's see database.
Let me see.
So here, use DMR ID search. This is cool. I could look for a call sign begins with G7. So I'm going to check out all the G7s in Dominica. Search. Okay. So these are all the G7s that have a DMR ID. Okay, so it begins with 366. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to look for a DMR ID that begins with 366. Click off that. Search. All right, so okay. So these are all the guys who have right. So the first thing you do is apply for the DMR ID. Once you do that, so step one, Marilyn, is to go to radioid.net and apply for the DMR ID. It'll ask you to upload a copy of your license. That's
Yeah.
just to make sure that you are a licensed ham radio operator. Okay. Once you get this, you go to Droidstar. Okay. Now there is another step in between here that I omitted. Okay. And I will call this 1B.
1B.
B, yeah. I'll put a step in between here. Okay. And that step, let me just shift this up a bit here. Okay. I'll just remove this little dash here. All right. One B is the register on Brandmeister. Okay. And I think to do that, you go to brandmeister.network. Yep. Okay. So I'll just write that in here. Let me just put in the site you go to. Brandmeister, BRANDMEISTER.network. Okay. And when you go there, you will first register here as well. Here's where you set up your, put in your call sign. And you may have to have a, I'm not sure, I think they ask you for your license as well. This will take maybe a half a day or a day. And you select your username and password. So you register here first. So I'm just going to put register.
Yeah.
And when you're done, once you registered, you will go to self-care. Let me just go here. So let me just log in and see if it has my information here. Yes, it does. So I'm going to log in. Once I log in, okay, it will now, I think it's under hotspots, is it? Services, where do they have? Here it is. Under services, there's self-care, right? So I'll just walk you through that as well. So register, that's the first thing. And then you go to services. Self-care. Yes. Oops. SEL, self-care. Now, this is very important because here you are going to set up your hotspot password.
When you say hotspot password, what do you mean?
Well, that is basically what they call it. So let me just go back to the window and you'll see what we mean by that. So I'm going into services, self-care. Okay. And now you see hotspot security here.
Okay.
Right? And it will ask you, you have to turn this on. Right? Right now it is on. If I click it, it will go off. Hotspot security. and you must enter a password. Make sure you always remember this password, because all the apps will now ask you for this password that you enter here. Okay? And once you enter that, remember, we write this down, make sure and save it. When you go to the next stage, so let me just log out of this here now. I could log out now because we went through everything here. Once you go through that, then when you download this app called DroidStar, it will ask you for your Brandmeister password. That's the password that you enter in Brandmeister. You see, this is a little security password so that this software will now be able to access this network. Okay? It's pretty simple. You apply for a DMR ID, you register for your call sign on Brandmeister, you do your hotspot password. Okay? And after that, once you set up DroidStar, you're good to go. You could get on DMR. Okay? To get on D-Star, now all the other modes do not need any kind of registration. Okay? The only two modes that need some kind of registration would be D-Star and DMR. Okay? So I'll just put a little asterisk, DMR and D-Star. All the others, you're free to operate on it. So DMR, you'll get your DMR ID. D-Star, you'll get your D-Star, access to the D-Star networks. And once you do that, you will have access to all these modes here with this simple app, DroidStar.
Dev, just I'm going to interrupt 1 second, right? Somebody trying to get in on the Zoom from the YouTube, right? But the YouTube algorithm with the links now. So if you could announce the 9x4 TT, put it up on your screen so that the person could just access the link.
Okay.
Yeah.
To get the link to join the chat, okay, it's 9 Yankee 4.tt/conversations.
Excellent, thanks.
Okay. Of course, the usual thing, HTTPS:/. Okay. We don't enter that. Just enter on your browser 9y4.tt/conversations. And you will see 3 buttons there. And if you realize easy up, I modify the entry. The last conversations I'll also post that there. So
yeah, I saw it, yeah.
You have to add it to the link. Once you go to this one link, you would be able to
exactly. Yeah.
Get everything done there. Okay. All right.
Dev, before you go, I sent you a link for Bridgecom, and I think Marlon said she has a Anytone. They have some very simple videos how to set up radio ID and stuff, and she can follow those things. So take a look at it, and when you're sending her the information, you could probably send that link to her.
All right. Where did you send the link?
It's in the chat.
All right. Send it for me.
I'll send it to you already.
Oh, on my WhatsApp, right? So I'll forward it to her as well.
Okay. All right. No problem.
Yeah. Okay. What I'll do, I'll just copy the screen. And Marlon, did you add me on your WhatsAppers yet? All right. Let me see if Denise, did you get this information?
Yes, I did.
Right. Okay. So you don't need any equipment. You don't need no, but then to Steve, you can access this thing from your smartphone. That's the whole idea. I don't want it to be equipment specific. You know, I mean, of course, you can set up the Anytone with it. You know, but I think this is the fastest and easiest way to get going on ham radio. Okay. Ronald, you knew about these this stuff, right?
But what I was saying is that if she has having problems, the video goes through how to do your radioid.net setup.
Nice. Okay, right. Yeah, Ron.
Yeah, Dev, as a matter of fact, last year I had registered for a radio ID already, so that was already in place. So while you were going through those steps there, I registered on Brandmeister, so just waiting for confirmation.
Nice. In the meantime, download your Droid Star and have it waiting. So as soon as you get that, you're good to go.
Okay,
All
thanks.
right. Yeah, man. Anytime. I know.
It's supposed to be just about instantaneous, you know, because when you register, confirmation goes to your email. So you should have that within minutes.
Franz, for what I understand, you see, when we did it, it was instantaneous, right? I think now, because of the fact when we did it, we didn't have to apply for license. I mean, I registered a whole set of people in Trinidad. I remember there was a time when, you know, say, what is your DMR ID? And I went on radioid.net and I registered people. Okay.
Yeah, the hotspot Alan, is like a day kind of thing.
Yeah.
It
takes a little.
What email did you send it to?
No, it takes about a day or two, France.
Because it's because of the license confirmation now, France.
On Brandmeister?
Yeah.
We never
had that at all.
I never used it. No.
That is absolutely correct. Matter of fact, they were telling me within 24 to 48 hours to ensure that the information is not false and things like that. So they will do their verification, and once they confirm, then they'll proceed.
Okay.
Yeah, some
if you had trouble, just let me know. I know quite a few of the guys there. So
some Russian hackers that took control of some people's hotspots. So they had no choice.
DDoS and things like that.
Yeah. All right. I see Roger has his hand up. Yeah, Raj.
Yeah, good night, Dev, and the rest of guys again. It took me all of about 10 minutes to get my Brandmaster ID. I did that in March this year.
All right.
I did that while I was in Trinidad at Mount Hope. And by the time I my wife to take a photo of my license, WhatsApp it to me, and I posted that. And in 15 minutes, I got an email telling me confirmation, and I went and set up everything else.
All right, great. All right. So let's hope.
I'm not too sure what the hold up is, because I have 3 different email accounts. I have one that I use for general use, one for very special people, and one that any and everybody has. Right?
I like that.
So I'm not too sure what the problem with which email you use. All right, but I got mine back in a couple minutes. I got confirmation.
All right.
All right. I think what happened is they are very specific with which page in the license you send. For Trinidad and Tobago, it must be the page with the signature on it. And once that is done, it doesn't take them very long to verify and send you your ID.
Okay. All right.
Well, your ID, that is, what's his name again? VE9 something, isn't it? He's the one that really runs that site, Radio ID.
All right, so hold on, just 1 minute. I see we have a new person joining. Please rename yourself. Let me ask you to come in. I don't think your name is 3 O's.
Oh.
Yeah, so tell us, unmute. Unmute. All right. Just tell us your name. I'll rename you accordingly.
Good night, Dev. You hearing me?
Yes, I hear you. But you should know how to rename yourself.
I didn't realize that was still there. I would rectify it.
All right. All right, next. All right, that's Haru. All right, okay, great. All right. Okay, so Marlon, I'm waiting for you to send me a message on WhatsApp. And once you do, I will take a screenshot of exactly what we have here and send it to you.
You didn't receive it?
All right, let me just check and make sure it's there. Just hang in there a second. I will check my WhatsApp now.
Just a little message I put. Hi.
Oh, yes. Your last 4 digits of your phone is 4504.
Yes, please.
All right. Okay. I am taking this snapshot as we speak. All right. Let me know if you received it.
Yes. Yes, I do.
All right. Good. And Steve sent me 2 YouTube videos, which I'm forwarding to you now as we speak. So you could have a look at that, and you would have gotten them as well.
Okay, will do. So I can just use them and go forward and then let you know when we get back.
Right. But in the meantime, the YouTube videos really is for, well, I think the radioid.net thing is there as well. So look at the videos and follow the information, the screenshot, and you should be in good stead. Let me resume the share. Okay.
Okay.
And we have.
I won't tackle it tonight because I have to get my new email.
Get a good rest first. And wake up with a fresh mind in the morning. And let's welcome Jessica St. Louis Warner. Welcome, Jessica. Oops, she left. Okay. All right. Welcome, Leon. Leon, welcome. Unmute. What if Leon is hearing me? All right. I guess not yet. Okay, let me see. Denise, do you have any questions? I'm asking people who needed the info.
No.
All right.
Currently, I'm good.
So by the next, or even, oh, Jessica is back. So by the next conversations, you should be telling me about your DMR experiences and so on.
I didn't promise that.
Good night, Jessica. Welcome to the conversations. Jessica?
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Welcome.
Hi, good evening. Good evening.
Yes, welcome to the conversations. Are you a ham radio operator?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm from the island of St. Kitts. I just got your link, so I just said, let me just be curious and let me just see what's going on.
Oh, great. Excellent. Well,
Good
actually,
evening, gentlemen.
Yes, good evening, Leon. Hang in there a second, Leon.
Okay.
Hold on. Yes, Jessica. We asked you the question earlier, just before you chimed in, you joined us. We asked you the question, what modes do you, or what aspect of ham radio do you enjoy?
Well, for now, I only use my what's its name? Oh, Father, help me. I'm surprised because I didn't expect to be called, you see. We use oh gosh, I'm forgetting. Not Echolink. I use we use the repeater here, but I love the repeater. I'm going for the repeater because we get more extension and so forth. So we hear from other persons further afield. So I prefer that.
Okay. All right. So you're not alone. Don't feel too badly. There are quite a few persons or guests in this particular conversation we have in here this evening who are in a similar situation. So I was just showing them a way of expanding your capability without spending a single cent. Okay. And that is by getting onto digital communication. Okay. And it's a couple steps to follow. Okay, I'll just quickly go through it with you. You need to go to a site called radioid.net to apply for your DMR ID. Okay. What's your call sign, Jessica?
It's V4 for Lima Whiskey.
Oh, V44 Lima Whiskey. Okay, good. All right. So you go to this.
I'm also new to it. Excuse me. I'm also really although I got my license in 2018, but I'm still learning, very much learning.
Don't worry. I got my license in 1983 and I am still learning too. I'm a slow learner. Okay. So don't worry. All right. So you go to the site. What I will do, I will copy this. This is my phone number. Are you on WhatsApp? Are you on WhatsApp, Jessica?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
yes,
good.
I am.
Add this number to your WhatsApp and send me a message. I'm going to take a screenshot here and send it for you. So you will be able to follow it at your convenience. This is a 3. I'll make it look like a 3. Back to blue. Okay. Just add this number on WhatsApp. This is my name.
I'm on my cell phone, so and it's very tiny. So can you just call it out, please?
Okay, sure. Sure. All right. The area code is 868.
Yes.
And it's 360-9009. I'll repeat the numbers again. 360-9009. When you enter it, just send me a WhatsApp and I'll take a screenshot and send it for you.
Give me a call sign, please.
9 Yankee 4 Delta Golf. 9 Yankee 4 Delta Golf.
Okay then. All right, I'll do that. Okay.
All right. Let me know when you send the message and I'll send you this information one time.
Okay, thanks. All right.
You're welcome. All right, Leon, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody. I'm sorry to be late, but I had other activities doing, so I had to. But I just remembered. Actually, I forgot, and then I came back, and then I went on my cell phone, and I was listening a while. I said, "Let me go and take a screenshot of your what you told me about a long time ago." Yeah. You spoke about this, but I thought I could only use an Android. I didn't know I could use my Apple
It's now available for the Apple for the iPhone as well.
Because at the time you spoke to me, it was probably only for Androids.
Yeah.
So I could use.
We decided to condescend and set up the app for the Apple Store as well.
Okay. Well, I don't have to go and buy a thing. I could use this thing. I could use my Apple TV, Apple.
Yes, certainly.
Computer. Okay. All right. It makes it easy, man. I'll delve into this now. I have a screenshot of it. I took a picture of
Oh, the instructions. Okay, cool. No
of the
problem there at all.
instructions already. So I know you're a master when you're giving instructions. Very detailed.
Yeah, fortunately, we have some technology here that allows this kind of switching back and forth and whatever, you know.
I'll smile when you ask me what kind of what we use these days, because the technology has moved so far. And you know, if I was back, well, just let everybody know I'm in Florida, Tampa, Florida right now. But back home there, I would have been having all my HF and my VHF and everything. But I'm limited to Echolink, but it still works for me, so that's about it. You know.
Right. I saw a message coming in here.
It's from me.
Yes, I realize that. So let me just see if I still have that. Yeah, man. Yep. I just sent you the stuff there, Jessica. You should get my WhatsApp now.
It's kind of difficult following from the small cell phone. My eyesight is not.
Well, you'll have to zoom in on it.
Yes,
And
I would have to.
And what you could probably do is to share it from your WhatsApp. You could share it to your email, send it to your email, and then you can get it on your computer or whatever. Okay, you wouldn't be able to do it right now, but okay. And of course, you have my number if you have any issues. And Marilyn and Denise, feel free if you have any issues and run. You have a number, so you can always give me a shout, and we'll be more than willing to walk you through the processes.
Thanks for the offer.
No problem at all.
Sure, Jeff, no problem.
All right, great. All right, so by the next conversations, which might be in the first week in September, we'll decide to, try out some of the other modes and make sure everybody is cooking with gas.
Could I ask a question, Dev?
Oh, sure.
I saw all the streets, many of the streets turned into rivers yesterday. I was wondering how South fared.
Well, actually, understand today there was some flooding in the usual areas, like down Pinal, Woodland,
Barakpur,
and so on. Yeah.
Good Lord, the same things over and over, boy. Barakpur, Kelly Village.
Yeah.
The same thing over and over. I could remember being stuck in some of those waters there many years ago. Yeah, coming from work, and probably had to stay on one side because you can't go over because you had to wait until the water subsides.
You remember there was a year when the Weimar was flooded for a few days?
Of course.
I fortunately had a cousin who was living in Valsay North. And my wife and I had gone to Port of Spain. And I went there, I went in Valpark, buy some clothes, and spent 3 days by her.
A lot of people had to do the same thing. A lot of people. They come here severed from one part of the country.
Correct.
Yeah, man. I see the same situations that for years been plaguing us, still plaguing us. My God.
When I saw the time you log in here, Leon, I nearly stepped my clock back. I thought you went back to the fall time,
All right, sir.
And maybe I should mention to the group now that today being the 4th of August is 36 years today. 36 years today, I was at my wedding reception.
Wow, congratulations. Your anniversary.
Well, thank God I'm retired. So my wife and I, we celebrated the 36th anniversary all day today. So,
congratulations, Dev.
Well, let me tell you this. Well, let me tell you this one.
As long as I am alive, boy.
Let me tell you this one, Dev. Today is my first granddaughter's anniversary also.
Ready? How
Yep.
many years?
3.
3. All right. Okay. All right. So let her know she chooses a good day. It's a day that, you know, people don't break up on a day like today.
I'll tell her you an example.
That's right. You know.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Denise.
Today is my pre-wedding anniversary. It was on that day, and 22 years ago when something started that ended up in a marriage 5 years later.
All right. And thanks, Violin.
I will advise you to go on Oldham's when you finish and see Bal sent a variant to you.
Yeah, I saw that one time.
You saw it?
Yeah. I think I get that a few times.
Okay. I just told him that's a good booster shot.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this is it on getting the new people involved in the digital voice. And, you know, right now I am, you know, with these friends, with these servers are running here, I can see 91 is busy. 91 is, I think I have servers on 91, D-Star, reflector 30 Charlie, reflector 1 Charlie, CQ UK, and America Link. And none of them is as busy as 91. Okay?
91 holds a record, which is a
Yeah,
dubious one. It has a very dubious record of being the one with the most chunks.
The most chunk.
Oh yes, fellas,
Yeah.
clean up, click.
No. I can
don't get it, you know. But anyway, I guess that's what they want the radio for, so they key up.
No, but remember the way DMR works is that you must key up, you must key to get the frequency registered. Okay,
that's right. So the first
a lot
time
of people
I see you,
just
I'll say
link.
fair enough, because if you hold it too long, fair enough, I'll see you. But 5 minutes later, I see you again. 2 minutes after that, you see them again.
Yeah.
Just
No, but I can actually tell you it's a QSO in progress because the red light.
there are plenty QSO there. That's
stays on for a longer time now, so I know it's a QSO in progress.
Right,
you know.
true. No, that's for sure. No, it's always something going on there. Morning, noon, nights, anytime, all the time. Yeah. Just go there and call. Just drop. You don't even have to call, as a matter of fact. Just key up and hold it for 10 seconds and drop it.
Yeah.
You'll have a pile up calling you back.
Especially with our prefixes.
That's right. I tell you, it's something else, though.
All right. Okay. So much for getting on DMR, and I think everybody would have gotten the stuff, the information here. Let's go back to share some screen here. All right. So the propagation figures.
Yeah, when you click on it, it goes to the page where you can get the link for it. If you go back a page, you just highlight over it.
I should already click on it. I should just go back to All right.
There, you just highlight it. It's supposed to pop up. All right, there you go.
70.
What you got there? Let me see, 70, it's 71. I actually use the application that was written by, what's this guy named? The Greek guy. He does the packeting, AGW. AGW to me. So Sierra Victor 2 AGW. He has a nice little application that gives you those figures, right? In a little window, and you can make the window transparent. So what I did, I resized it to where it fits on my taskbar. So I have all 4 figures sitting on my taskbar, and it looks as if it's part of the taskbar. It's just nice and neat, and
right.
At a glance, I can see the figures.
Okay. But actually, you know, that's why I like this.
Which one? The same one that we were just looking at.
At a glance, I can see the propagation, what the propagation is like.
Oh, well. Yeah, but that one you have to look at.
Yeah.
That one you have to look and now you know what I think this, when you do FT8 is, let me see, I have half your window hidden there. Okay, you see in the country. I have mine to where you don't see the country. Right?
Oh.
I shrink the window so the left side is not, it's there, but it's hidden. And actually that is good practice for people that get into radio.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
So you recognize where call signs come from. Instead of just reading what country, you see J6, you see Lucia, J7, Dominica, 9Y, say, Trinidad, etc.
That's right. If I were to move this, or no, you can actually. I mean, I know the prefixes. After looking at it for decades, you know them.
Yeah. You know when it gets bad, right? Is when you read the call sign as a word. There's something going on, right? And there's a lot of call signs actually that come very close to being a word, and there's many that are a word.
Yeah. Like M0 Victor India Echo
Yeah, man,
movie.
Kev.
Even
Sarah Papa 4 signs out there.
Sarah Papa 4 November, it look like the word span.
Right, yes. Yeah. There's plenty of call signs like that,
So just for the uninitiated, this is basically what FT8 looks like. Okay. This here is my transceiver. It's actually being controlled by the computer.
That's the software by V something, right? The Canadian guy.
Yeah. This is FT Win for Jesus suite.
Right. Yeah. I use it for the K3, which is the initial one that he wrote.
Yeah.
He initially wrote it for the K3, and then he wrote it for the years when the ICOM. And that is so nice, that software.
What I like it for is the virtual ports.
That's right. I run everything at the same time, I don't need to stop anything.
Exactly. Everything is running here at the same time. And I even have Commander, other software as well.
Correct.
That piggybacks off of this. Like this Commander, I should load up here shortly. Is it this
one? You can run a number of things, I think it gives you 5 ports, so you can run 5 different things at the same time.
That's right. All right, it should come up there. Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah,
very
it is. It is very nice software. It allows you to control the radio so much easier than having to go into all kind of menus and sub-menus. And
that's right. And the thing about it too is that if I were to, even your already running right. Things like all your settings and everything you could control from right here.
That's what I mean. Yeah, everything is right there, full control.
And your frequencies and stuff like that.
Correct.
If I want to go to listen to AO91,
it's a click away.
Yeah, that's right. Yes,
yeah, you have all the features available right there. Yeah.
Right. Nice. This is Commander from DX Labs.
I used to use that. I stopped though.
Yeah, me too. No, but I just use it.
I'm using log4m now.
Yeah, that's right.
As the main logger.
And
I still
log4m is here.
And 1mm can be beaten. Right.
Yeah, this is log4m. But look at what is running. Win for Yesu, log4m, Commander, WSGT.
Everybody's talking to the radio.
Everybody talking to the radio. That's right.
That's right. It's so. You have a next version of log4m out, eh?
I have 2.15. Is that
1.6 is out?
Okay.
Yeah. What you use, the portable version, or you use the actual?
No, the full version.
The portable version is a full version, but it doesn't install, meaning it's in a directory where you put it, right? So for backup purposes, I can back up that directory and know I have the full program. No issue.
Right.
I can bring it to another machine and it will run. Whereas the
Okay.
installs in different subdirectories is a little more tedious, really, to get it
Mhm.
out. And if you wanted to restore it, it's a bit more tedious. And I don't use his backup, which is ridiculous.
No, I don't either.
His
But
backup,
actually,
I use scripting and 7-zip basically.
but what I do, that the storage is stored in a Dropbox folder.
Right. Yeah, that's a way to work it also. Yeah.
Yeah. So I write it to a Dropbox folder. Yes, Jessica, so you have a question?
Yes, I just want to ask a question. I hear you're speaking about all these different sophisticated this and that and that.
That's all right.
Where can a newbie like me start? And what's I'm wondering if my brain can take all these things to learn them.
Of course it can. First, let me answer your last question first.
That's
Definitely. What you call am I here?
That's a result of ham radio, eh?
What's the color of your hair?
Yeah, you see? That's frustration. I consider I'm a slow learner. But don't worry. Let me answer your next question, your first question now. Where do you learn this stuff from? In activities like what we're doing here tonight. Okay? This is a forum where you come and you ask your questions, you chat about stuff, you meet hams. Some hams here are very knowledgeable, not me. Some hams here are very knowledgeable, like Franz and so on. Okay? And you ask your questions and we're here to help you. Okay? So this is the forum where we meet and we explain stuff. You have my number, you message me if you need to get help with something else. And we help. That's how we learn. That's how I learn as a ham. Asking other hams how to do so and so when they keep banging their head against a wall and there's no solution to it. This is how you find your way out.
Next question. I'm hearing of this equipment and those different stuff. How expensive? I know I've heard that it's a very expensive hobby. How expensive is it to you?
Right. It depends on which end they want to look at. You see this thing I just sent you here?
Yes.
You could enjoy as much ham radio as I am enjoying right now without spending a single cent. Okay? It all depends. With this bit of information I sent you here, you will be talking to hams throughout the world by this weekend.
But it's facilitated through the internet though.
It is?
I'm asking.
Yeah, what's the question?
Is that what the information you sent me? I have not looked it up yet, but is it facilitated through the internet? Like you have to go through, you have to have the internet connections and so forth.
Yes, yes, you do. With this type of connection, you have to have your internet connection. You have to have an internet connection to talk to the hams and whatnot.
Okay, because we had a conversation some time ago, similar to that here. And there are some persons of the opinion that they prefer their old-time way of doing amateur radio, which is using radios and so forth.
Right. That's a very interesting conversation, right? And here's what I tell these people. Okay. Now I'm involved in ham radio for the last, from 1983 to now is 38 years. Okay.
Yes.
And I've been involved in every facet of the hobby. You know why? Ham radio is not just about talking to other people. That's part of it. Ham radio is about experimenting.
Okay.
A lot of these people who like the old-fashioned way, you know why they like the old-fashioned way? Because that is the mode. Those are the modes they feel comfortable with. Okay. When you start talking with some of these new things that involve computers and whatnot, they know getting out of their league. they are now treading in deeper waters that they don't understand.
Yes.
And because of the lack of their knowledge and confidence in those areas, they cry it down. Okay? That is one of the main reasons. Because if they really wanted the old-time way, we had spark gap transmitters. Okay? When radio communication, a lot of these people, these old hams, they use SSB, single sideband to communicate now. In the years gone by, they were using AM, right?
Yeah.
And with AM, you're using, I think, a 3 kilohertz, no, a 5 kilohertz bandwidth. Okay? You're using a 5 kilohertz bandwidth. Now, in that same bandwidth, you now have 2 SSB stations. When the hams of yesteryear were changing from AM to SSB, there was this big opposition to change. Why should we have our AM radios working well? Why can't we use AM to talk all over the world? Why do we have to switch to SSB, single sideband? So the same pushback that we are getting for using the internet, okay? The same pushback you're getting for using the internet now is the same pushback hams were getting for switching from AM to SSB. Okay?
Change usually creates problems. You mean?
Right. And you see, once you start talking about new technology, now remember, all right, let me say right now, okay, you are the brightest bulb in the chandelier when it comes to this mode of communication. Some new thing come out now, and Jessica is no longer the expert, okay? What happens is that a lot of people now start to realize, well, wait a minute, I have to relearn new stuff again. Why do I have to relearn this? Let me just stay in my little corner and do what I'm comfortable with. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, let me look at the other side of it too, Jessica. You're not on HF, right? You don't have? Okay, good.
Not as it.
Okay, good. You see, Franz and I, we were talking about these solar numbers here. You see SFI 70. You don't have much good propagation. Okay? And just to give you a little idea, what happens in terms of propagation, let me just take this one. Okay, is this. Basically, if you have to look at, I guess, right. If you have to look at, let's say this is the surface of the earth, okay? What happens is that when the sun is out, it ionizes some of the upper regions of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And a ham radio station will transmit a signal, and that signal will be reflected off the ionosphere. So you find that your range of communication is very large. Now, it's just like a mirror. If you take a mirror and put it close to your nose, would you get a very wide field of view? You won't. You might only see your eyes. But if I take that same mirror and put it arm's length, I would now be able to see a greater distance. So too, the various layers of layers of what is called the ionosphere, that's the region that could be ionized by the sun. If it's very far from the earth, you have much better communication. If it's close to the earth, like this is like the F layers. If it's very close to the earth, like let's say a D layer, you could only talk like that. Okay? So your range of communication is much less from the D layer as opposed to the F layer. Now, we are going with all of this. You see these numbers here that we just looked at? Wait, gone. These numbers here, these numbers telling us, hams, that you see this F layer?
Yeah.
This F layer is like this. It's absent. We don't have anything much of an F layer. And as a result, we would not have this communication either. And the only communication we're having is the short range communication. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, that is happening, it's a natural phenomenon. So you find that you could have the fanciest of HF equipment, but you can hardly talk to nobody.
Ah, okay.
So why, let me ask you a question. We on the 4th of August, for this year, how many times you have lost your internet?
In fact, right now I might lose it anytime from now because I might, because not necessarily, but it might come and go, intermittent. But I usually have it most times. Yeah.
Most times. If you have to group the total hours that you lost the internet for the year so far, in terms of days, how much days would that be?
Not that many.
Maybe 1 or 2, right? Because it will just be for hours you lose it.
Yes.
Right.
Not really. No. Well, yes,
Right.
yeah, give me that.
Okay, so the point I'm making is that we don't have propagation for a greater length of time than we don't have the internet. So if I have the internet for most of the time, why should I worry about what will happen when I don't have the internet?
Then we could also tell her at the same time, long ago, you used to get up certain hours in the morning because of propagation.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to guess that. Now you have a digital information to you.
That's right.
Long time you said, boy, let me get up 2 o'clock in the morning before, you know, get up.
A simple thing. This meeting, for example, that we're having, that we could run flawlessly, started since 8 o'clock. We're at the 2 hours now. By now, we might have been changing bands. We might have started off on 80, probably went on 40 will close up on us, go back on 80. And I said, and afterwards, signal feeding, not everybody could hear us, and so on.
Yeah, I understand that. Yes.
So all these people who knock in the internet and say, what are you going to do when the internet go off? I'll go and sleep. Because I had hours of ham radio, I could go and sleep now.
Okay, guys, I gotta run.
All right, okay, internet going on your Dave.
Oh, not the internet,
Good night, Dave.
All right, good night, guys.
All right, Dave. Right, so Jessica, you get the point, right? So when those naysayers talking about, oh, they want to do it point to point and whatnot. So listen, there are times of the day when you could do it point to point. You see, because I use the internet, I could do it any time in the day that I want. Okay? Don't go and argue with them at all. It is a useless matter. Okay?
So are you saying no that I know, although yes, you said that we still have the well, we still have the old time when we have this way. So would you say that shortly, or we will get away from that type of the type of the method that they used to grant person's license, the kind of questions, the kind of rigorous kind of course that you go through?
I didn't get the question.
It's more simple now.
Well,
in order to get your yeah.
No, the licensing condition should still remain. I mean, you know, you still have to, it's important to understand, because in the next couple of years, we would have very good HF propagation. Okay? In the next couple of years, we would have that. But right now, in the absence of that, what do? Sit down and wait for it? No.
Turn on the
They say,
amplifier,
while the grass growing, the horse starving.
But turn on the amplifier.
Even that would help you.
Who tell you that? I sure when you can get to the other side of the world and I push 500 on FT8, they hurt me, you know.
But at the same time, you're causing problem with your neighbors.
Not at all.
Not with cable TV now.
Even if the TV go off, that have nothing to do with me. I know for a fact, as a matter of fact, I know for a fact when I key up, depending what band I'm on, it will drop the broadband. It gets into that cable. But that, how is that my fault? That is Flow. They need to fix their stuff. Not me. I'm allowed to run 1500 on that band. And well, take it.
No, but that friends, that used to happen when you had
oh, with regular TV that was out of this
Yeah.
world.
What you mean? Neighbors used to complain. That fella
that
says he
used to be
put up
fun,
the
you know.
antenna. I
That
get
used
in
to
all
be
kind of
funny.
problem. Since he put up an antenna outside there, I get problem too.
Yeah, over-the-air TV is very susceptible to that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
still, as if you are within your license limits, what you are allowed to use, the problem really is not you, you know. The problem is the cheap TV that they bought.
Yeah, but you
The
can't tell them
tuner
that.
is not properly
You can't
shielded.
tell
It is
them
not
that.
band
You
controlled.
can't
Nothing.
tell them that. You're going to tell them you
How
buy
not?
cheap. You
I
can.
used to tell them that when I was on CB. Yeah, when I key up and their TV goes blank. Well, buy a better quality TV.
What?
Yes, flat out. I've never been one to bite my tongue.
Hmm.
If I run 5 watts and your TV blank out, man, imagine when I want to talk to the guy that's on the other, as I say, across the blue waters. I run my 500 too. So you know your TV gone. But if
Right, let me just
at 5 watts, it's already gone. Far less. It's cheap
okay. Let me
TVs
just
across that, you know.
welcome Orville. Good evening, there, Orville, and welcome to the conversations. Orville, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, good evening to all.
All right, nice to have you on board, man. I'm glad you could have joined us.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, came in kind of late, yeah.
Yeah. Jessica, you have the next question?
Not right now. I'll just listen. I'm listening for now. Thanks.
Okay, no problem. All right, so
Hello, just before, in case I get off, I want to tell Jessica to tell Quincy hello for me. Jessica, you heard that?
Hello?
yes, we hear you.
I was saying that I want you to tell Quincy hi for me when you next meet him. Quincy's in your area, no? Oh no, Quincy's Anguilla. And you're St. Kitts.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know any Hampton in St. Kitts. I have friends in St. Kitts, not Hampton.
All right. All right, anybody have any other questions or concerns before we wrap things up?
I think that I think people, I can understand how people think, but in this world, you have to recognize things are moving on and you should try to keep abreast as much as possible. So the thinking of people saying that, you know, they want to stay in the old mood, you know, sometimes want to know, some people's very strange, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you think like I said, a lot of people they resistant to change, they're static. They say that is not real radio. That's your opinion. I am enjoying it. You know, I'm enjoying it tremendously. All the various, you know, if I actually have, because of this, the digital part of this thing, this is no exaggeration. I actually have, and I have 2 cell phones that I use to make phone calls on, because I've on 2 different networks here on the island. But I have repurposed a lot of my old cell phones, and the number 5. Okay, 5 old cell phones running either Droidstar, DV Switch, or an Ambi server. Okay. And with those 5 cell phones, that's how I monitor DMR 91, D-Star 1 Charlie, D-Star TT Charlie, CQ UK, you know, and America Link. Okay.
And that's why you're on the road, you do that too?
Yeah, my car, I changed the deck in my car to Android deck.
Okay.
So I could watch TV, I could watch Cinemax, anything I want on my TV in my car, on my radio in my car. I could go on Droid Star, I could go on Echolink, I could go on, yeah. Now that's and I can even access my remote station from the car too. You know.
But they therefore using a special antenna on the car, right?
For what? No.
For the link from home to.
No, this is what, if I had my car, this is what I will see.
Now, what is getting at how you get from your car back to your home is basically a SIM card.
Yeah, well, from the car to the home, it is connected to my Wi-Fi. I turn on the Wi-Fi feature.
Right. It goes via SIM card, yeah. That's it, via data.
Yeah. So
this is what I want to know, you know, because I would say you have to have some kind of a link between the car and the thing.
Old faithful internet.
So
it's called Digicel and Flow and
the internet.
Boy, you're way advanced, boy. You're way advanced. You're way advanced.
That is Swiss Army knife of communication, the internet.
Wow. That's great, man. That's great.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, I could do everything for my car.
It's just acceptance of different modes, you know. I mean, it's not that the old ain't good. It's not that the new is better per se either.
Yeah.
It's different modes to have fun with. I mean,
that's right.
I mean, you have to face reality. It's, you know, it is a new generation, so fair enough. I mean, and you also have to realize if all hell breaks loose, it's the old quote unquote way that will work, which is RF. You know, RF have its own role. It's different. It's, you know, if you, as you mentioned earlier, it's an easy way of getting into radio and playing around and at least starting to communicate and you know, get over that Mike Shiners thing and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it allows you of getting into contact. And then, you know, I think was Jessica that asked what kind of price tag you put on that. Your price tag is from $0 up into the tens and 20,000s of dollars. It's where your pocket can reach, and it
That's
is
right. Yeah.
what you want to do.
And you know something, Franz, when I got involved in radio, I got involved in computers, first the Commodore 64, and then I went into the IBM PC and whatnot. But in every one of those, you're looking to marry computers with radio.
With something, correct. You're always trying to do.
You're always marrying computers with radio. Since then, I mean, I remember using RTTY, doing RTTY. Right. Okay.
Remember the old telex machines to do RTTY?
Yeah. And you know, you want to marry the two of them. I mean, even login and all them kind of thing.
And the amount of paper you have to use.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, that was the next story.
and then I did things like WeFax. But in them days, using a monochrome, IBM monochrome monitor, it couldn't do the resolution of the WeFax. I had to print it out on a printer.
You had a Commodore? You ever had what the Commodores, boy? Commodore?
A Commodore 64, yeah. I was a Commodore 64 king. Modifying it and doing all kind of flipping switches on the drive so that you can write on both sides and all them kind of thing. Yeah.
I tell you.
You know, so
nowadays,
I always...
It's so different. When you go to then, I mean, just look at the difference, you know, not only in radio, I mean, radio too, but
everything.
Look at where the computer was and where it is now.
Man, we going to the moon, but you don't realize you're going to Mars?
I know about me going to Mars, but them fellas might.
So taking it in now times, Franz, That's why you see remote operation is so attractive to me. That is why doing what I do. I mean, I sit down here and I seen 7 Raspberry Pis on my desk with thing light flashing, all them kind of thing.
You
I
know you can
love
turn
the
those off,
programming
right?
aspect of it.
You
That
know
is
you
my
can turn the
thrill.
light off, right?
Second?
You know you can turn those lights off, right?
No, I don't want to turn it off.
Not the
I can look
not
at
the device, you know. I tell you the lights, the little LEDs, you can turn those off.
On the Pi, yeah.
That's just a couple of lines.
Yeah.
You can
No,
turn
I
it
talk
off.
about even on the thumb DV. I mean, I like the lights on. It tells me which
turn them
system
off.
is on.
I
Right now,
turn them off.
91 is busy. 91
Once I
rocking
know
right now.
once I know it running, I turn it off. Every little ounce of heat and energy I can remove, yeah, man. So I turn those off. Once I
But
know
is that I turn it on? But David said he gets turned on by the line. So
That's right. Yes, that is. You hit the nail on the
oh,
head.
yeah. Why? I didn't want to say it that way, you know.
yes, but he told it to you. He just used different language. But old and new, we know this saying that only a wet baby like change. So nobody else likes
Some
change.
people
So that's
just
what
are totally
happened.
resistant to change, eh?
Yeah, only a soil baby like change. Yeah, some exception, but generally.
But then they make their comments in public forums and, they discourage others from continuing doing what they like doing. And that part of it I don't agree with.
Well, I don't have a problem with you expressing that you, I mean, let's play a devil's advocate. I don't like DMR, I don't like this, I don't like that. There's nothing wrong in you stating that. But making discouraging remarks, that's, as Mark would indicate, that's a different story. You don't have to like it, you know. That is why this hobby is so great.
That's right.
You don't like to do, I know of plenty guys, good friends, you know. You can give them the best HF in the world. The onlyest thing they will do with that, well, it might be two. They can use it as a paperweight, but most likely they'll just turn around and sell it because they're not interested. That's just not their vibe, you know. And there's so many things that you can do in radio. You don't need to knock per se the next person's choices.
Yeah, that's their choice.
It's your choice.
Yeah.
If you don't
And you're
like
free to
it,
choose.
you're
Yeah.
free to say that it's not for you. You don't like it. Fair enough. But let the other person experiment with it. Let them play around and they'll find their niche. Everybody have something else they like. I mean, so many things to do in radio.
Then
So-
we have somebody healing you out on this. Sorry, somebody was talking.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, somebody was healing you out on YouTube chat there. Azulu Lima to Romeo Oscar.
What's it called?
Zulu Lima to Romeo Oscar.
Okay, L2. Phil.
I'm not sure who it is, but they were trying to join, but they had some problems with the Zoom. So
L2, yeah.
yeah.
That's Phil. Phil, yeah. Phil is a guy who did quite a lot of work when we were setting up that link with DV Caribbean.
Right.
L2, Phil, yeah. Phil got signed.
Yeah.
Yeah, good evening. Oh, no, Phil might be. Good morning, Phil. I think he's about 15 hours ahead of me. It's 10. He should be about 3 p.m. 10, no, about 1 p.m.
All right.
Good afternoon, Phil. Nice to hear you in there. Nice to see that you're there with us.
I wonder. The only other thing he didn't try is if you share the meeting ID with him probably, but the link supposed to work in the same way. So and maybe somebody Zoom on his device that he couldn't join.
No, but and you shared it on Facebook. He's on that Facebook group. He's one of the admins on the Facebook chat.
Yeah. So I shared it there as well, and he would get from on the screen when you shared the link when you wrote it out now. So
Yeah.
I don't know what I can do to help again.
I don't bother with I don't bother with the meeting ID and passcode and thing because with that link, that link has everything built into it. So you just click there and inside.
Correct. Yeah. All right. I'm using the opportunity to say good evening. I find I'm going down. I don't know if it's the vaccine. Well, I'm hoping it's that. So good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining. And for those who haven't joined the DV Caribbean.
You got your zap or what? You got your zap?
Yeah, I got it earlier today, and as well as Ronald. But
The
he
first one or the second one?
second AstraZeneca.
Well, you should have no problem, man.
Well, they told me that for the first one, and I was out for a few days.
Oh boy.
Everybody different.
All I got is but anyway, I got a different vaccine here.
Well, which one you got?
Moderna.
Right. Everybody different though, so that's the thing. So yeah, so good evening everybody, and thanks for joining. I'll be out in a few.
All right.
Dev is a midnight man, you know. He in business, you know. He could go until midnight.
I ain't waiting.
No, Dev is not 24-hour man. Correction, Dev is 24 hours.
24.
He just doesn't sleep, eh?
You like to look at the lights. The lights.
Oh, gets him off. I go sign out too, man. Let me go next side and then
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, guys. So let me just before you all disappear on us here. Let me just go back to the live stream and let me just thank everyone who had joined us here today, both on Zoom and oh boy, the chat is really busy on Zoom and also on our live stream. I see my good friend Phil is there as well. Glad you could join in there, Phil. And really thank you all for making this conversation as interesting as it is. Please, look for it again. We might be on the first week in September, because after that, it's back to work and whatnot. So we'll probably try to arrange for that first week in September. So thanks again, everyone. It's really a pleasure having you all here. We're here to learn from each other. We're here to share information. Also, we have at the start of today's session, we decided that, and I will probably type it up on the screen, now that we're using this here. On Facebook, we could look to join. It's Digital Voice Caribbean, DGITAL Voice Caribbean. Okay, our Facebook group. Okay, what we'll be doing is we're using this here. It will be a repository for a lot of stuff, all the information that we had on this. And on today's session, we had something on disaster preparation. And excuse me, crap for the writing, and some other stuff we have also, and I think I also have there how to get on some of the digital voice modes and so on. There's some other stuff there as well. Check in the file section, and we posted useful tips there as well. So please join the Digital Voice Caribbean Facebook group, and you'll see a lot of stuff there, so we could share information. Feel free, if you think you have information to share, upload the stuff and let us know about it as well. So thanks again, everyone, for being part of tonight's session. To our YouTube viewers, we're really glad to have you here. And see you all in September. Bye for now, people. Stay safe. And please, if you can, vaccinate.
That's right. That's correct.
Thanks for having me and stay safe. We'll see
Okay,
you.
Marilyn.
September is the best
Pleasure,
month. It's my
Denise.
birthday month.
And I see Marilyn has her hand up. So before I say bye, Marilyn, go ahead with your question.
Dev, thanks for letting me in. Search your WhatsApp and share that with the group for me, please. I don't know how to share it with them. Search your WhatsApp.
Share again. What's that? Share what with them?
Search your WhatsApp message and share it with the group for me, please. I don't know how to do it.
Or which
Before
group?
you close out.
J7 Hams?
Check your WhatsApp.
No, who would you like me to
Send
share it
something
with?
to you. She sent something to you and you share it on.
So I'd like you to share it with who is here. I don't know how to share it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Understand?
right, hold on. Let me just check it first. Marlon. No, you didn't. You sent me something. Oh, hold on. Let me just check. Oh, all right. Yes. Okay, I got it. I got it here. Effective Monday. All right. Okay. What time is this thing? 5 a.m.
Oh, the curfew in Dominica? Yeah, they have it knocked down, boy.
Oh, right. Okay, I will share it. I'll share it around Maryland. The important announcement. That's it, right?
Yeah.
All right, no problem at all. Will do. All right.
5 p.m. is curfew time.
They can't come in at 5 a.m. They could come in at 6 a.m. 5
Right.
a.m. is for an intercession. So
Right,
they
right.
come in
Okay,
at
6 a.m. Okay. No, it's a Zoom session. It's a Zoom session.
Yeah.
So you're still in
Every
curfew.
day.
All right. Okay, great. Will do. All right.
Thanks.
So everyone, be safe. And it's a pleasure. Let me wish you all good night. And I'm going to end the YouTube stream now. Bye, YouTubers. See you all in September. And the stream ends now.
Okay, good. Good night.
All right.